Are you ready to start working from home or working remotely this 2023? If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Lacaba. I've been working from home myself since I was 15 years old. It's been 12 years and I now run a virtual assistant company here in the Philippines, 2XU. And I post videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home. So make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos. So if you've watched any of my videos before, I've talked a lot about how to get started, how to start working online. But this video, I also wanted to add in a few ChatGPT prompts that you can use to make this process just a little bit smoother for yourself. Now, if you've seen any of my videos before talking about ChatGPT, I always recommend that you start with the WOAH method. So if you've never seen ChatGPT before, essentially this is what it looks like. So you start off with this blank. You usually don't have this. This is basically other ChatGPT videos that I've done. I've made and used this very account. So if you guys want to check out, there's a whole playlist that I have on my channel. But basically on here, this is where you start. So what the WOAH method is you start with the W, which is the who are you and who do you serve. The O is the outcome. What is the outcome you're asking for from ChatGPT? The A is an are you ready? And then H is the how. So as a quick example over here, let me copy and paste this. So it's just, I am a newbie freelancer who wants to get started getting jobs online. You will act as a career coach specializing in remote work. Are you ready? So with this, we are trying to get ChatGPT's skill specialty as well. So as we ask it questions, it will act as that coach for us. So it's essentially kind of having me as your career coach with using ChatGPT. So when I started working online when I was 15 years old, I didn't have these tools. I didn't even have a proper laptop. And it's still, 10, 12 years later now, since then, I have been able to build this career and now business working online. So I know a lot of both sides on how to get hired, and for me also how to hire online. So I'll give you kind of both sides, like for me, what I'm looking for as an employer and what I have also done and taught others on how to find jobs online. With that though, if you do want to get my whole virtual assistant hiring checklist, this is for free. You can check it out in the description below. But this is basically part of the Notion templates that I have on my Gumroad account. So this is the virtual assistant hiring checklist, where here you get basically just checking off your resume, application letter, tracker, so on and so forth. You have templates for your resume, the application letter template, and also a quick guide on applying for jobs online. And then here you have a really quick application tracker they can also use. At every single time that you apply for a job, you can put in the company name, their email of who you've been emailing back and forth, basically where they're at, first email, are they doing the interview with them, a pass or avoid, or waiting for follow-up. And you can update here the last contact. So when was it that the last time that you've talked to them? As you can see, it automatically calculates when you should follow up next. So again, if you guys want a copy and access to this, feel free to go into the description below. When it comes to getting hired online, the first thing I always start off with is to know what your goals are. Start with basically your end goal. Like, where do you want to go with this? Why do you want to start working from home in the first place? So for example, for me, I love to travel. At that point when I was 15 years old, I wanted a job where I can go anywhere and still earn money. So that was kind of the perfect thing for me to get started working from home as a writer, because I can do that practically anywhere. So for you, what that could be, you want to be able to be there to take care of your kids. You want to have a side business that you're also starting, but you just need a little bit of income. Is your goal is eventually to make this your long-term career in life, build up a few assets, so on and so forth. So start with the goal in mind always helps, because it modifies how you look for these jobs and also how you qualify possible employers, so you avoid the ones that are not really aligned with the goal that you have. So start with what is kind of the thing that you are chasing towards. Like, why work from home? Why not an office? Are you chasing for the freedom? Are you chasing for the autonomy of it? Are you trying to just try something new? Be honest with yourself, because then it's going to be easier for you to, again, filter employers that are not really a match, that you might do a bad job for anyway. And also help you when it comes to creating your trajectory, of creating that path that you want for yourself. So then it's easy for you to change and get back on course as needed. Once you have your goal in mind of where you want to go when it comes to working from home, start preparing your space. Now, when it comes to working from home, you do need a really good internet connection. If that's not really something that's possible, you want to start looking at possibly getting a good internet connection, maybe have it just on your phone, maybe as a data to start with, but it's important to have the tools in place. So once you have your internet, a good enough laptop, I usually recommend having an i3 laptop if you're going through using Windows and above, because then it's easy for you to download applications or work with your boss. And if of course you're using MacBook, that's usually already a very, very good laptop to get started with. And you also want to make sure that you have some space in your house where you can work. I always recommend even maybe just having a desk, whether that's in your living room, in your kitchen, in your bedroom. It doesn't have to be this elaborate big space when you're getting started. It could literally just be a desk and then a wall, just so you can get focused and you're not gonna get distracted. People around you at home know that once you sit here, you're getting work done. So it's really important to prepare your space and your tools when you're getting started working from home. Next is choosing your skills. Now, this is often the most essential part of getting started. However, know that you can change course. So let's say, for example, as a best example for myself, I did start as a ghostwriter. So a ghostwriter is someone who wrote blogs and articles for someone, and when they published it, it had to be under their name, but they already paid me for my part of the work. I didn't really need a lot of the credit. And then I went into graphic skills, I went into video editing, I went into actual like book editing work where I was editing grammar, and then now where I am now today, where I'm agency owner. So just because you started there doesn't mean you have to be stuck there. However, you do want to start with a skill that you already like and a skill that you already kind of enjoy. So if you guys want a full list of different skills that you can use, again, you can grab the virtual assistant hiring checklist. Right there you have resources on like basic virtual assistant tasks, so on and so forth. I'll also be adding more and more resources to this that you guys can just have and just grab at any time that you need it. But basically start with, hey, what's something that you are good at? What's something that people ask your help? You know, for me, it was really easy because I was already writing for my journalism club. I was already, I was an awarded writer at that point. So it was easy for me to pick this skill. Now, there's 1,000 skills and 1,000 variations of things that you can do online. So find the ones that you already like doing and get started with there. Again, just because you got started with that skill doesn't mean that you're actually stuck on that skill. So as you've picked your skill, here's a prompt that I want you guys to put into ChatGPT. So I have my goal of being able to work from home while being able to earn enough to travel once a month for a week each time. So let's say that was the goal that I picked. I have skills in writing and content creation. What kind of jobs can I do? So that will just give you more ideas on the actual kind of positions that you can apply for online, for the kind of work that you can actually do. So it's just simple as starting from a few skills that you already know how to do and then asking ChatGPT to elaborate on that. Like, hey, based on what you know, what kind of jobs can I actually get? So here we have right off the bat, of course, content writing, copywriting, blogging, social media management, we have content editing and proofing, and then content strategy and consulting. So depending on your own, like how comfy you are, you can choose any of these jobs, and then you can start researching it. Research as much as possible about the job, who's in that space, who can be mentors in that space, so then you can have a better idea about the skill that you've chosen. Now, the next step is choosing your niche or your niche, depending on how you want to say it. So when it comes to choosing your niche or your niche, I have a whole video that I just did. I think that was like about 2 weeks ago on how to choose your niche with ChatGPT. So I'll do a short version, but the niche is basically who are you working for? Now, the skill that you have chosen, you're solving a particular problem for your potential client because they don't have that skill. They don't have that expertise. So you're coming into their business to be able to solve that problem that they currently have. So then you want to ask yourself, who am I solving this problem for? Like, who are the people that I do want to work with? So when it comes to picking your niche, I always try to encourage people to choose a niche that you're already in, that you already love doing. So for example, for me, when I started 2XU, at that point, I've worked with a lot of authors, I've worked with a lot of consultants. So it was kind of natural trajectory to just choose, the niche of authors and consultants for 2XU. Now we serve a lot more other clients than that. But again, you just choose where to start. It doesn't mean that that's where you end up in. So let's say that you love going on YouTube, right? So you're mostly following people who are gamers, people who are, introducing the newest game, or maybe even long time like Sims 4 players. So you want to start working and targeting them if they're the niche that will need your kind of service. And of course, if you're still stuck, there is a ChatGPT prompt that you can use. So let me grab this. Choosing a blog writer role for myself, what niches would be best for me to start working for to get hired easily? So it will then create a list for you of different niches that you can start in. Again, if you still are stuck and you still have no idea what kind of niche you can go into. So here, just listing out like the technology niche, the health and wellness niche, the personal finance niche, so on and so forth. So for you, just pick one. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't have to make it difficult for yourself. Just pick one of these that you have some knowledge in, that you don't have to kind of give yourself a refresher of what this niche is about. That way, it's going to be so much easier for you to get into that market. Now, once you've created your niche, you want to start creating your, what I like to call your service package. That way, you know basically what are you then offering to your target audience. So for example, let's say as a writer, it could be that you are offering blog writing services as well as social media writing services. So you're creating captions and you're creating the blog posts with it. Or it could be that you're offering book writing services, up to you. But you want to create some kind of package in mind of what you're offering to your target audience. So for example, again, we have a prompt right here. So I'm going to copy and paste this of, can you write a full package for the services I can offer for, and let's choose personal finance as a niche. For the personal finance niche, so then because you've said that you want to do blog post writing and you've now said your niche, ChatGPT will then just generate that for you of basically what you've asked is what is the full package that I can give. So right here we have blog post writing and how many words you can even do, content strategy and planning, SEO optimization, so on and so forth. So I want you to go ahead and just pick one. You don't have to do all of these packages, just pick one. Again, we've kind of a little bit chose just the blog post writing as a good place to start, but just pick one. It doesn't have to be this super complicated thing. You'll see later on more and more other people in your chosen like skill or niche and how they're pricing themselves, how they're packaging themselves, and you can experiment as much as you want. But again, I just want you to start with picking one skill, one niche, one package that you can offer, so you don't have to overthink and overcomplicate this for yourself. Next is, as you have that, you want to start building out the kind of lifestyle that you are building. So the reason for that is, again, it makes it very specific for you as you start job hunting. What's a good match for your own goals? So for example, are you someone who's going to be working full-time, or someone who's working part-time, or just per project? And it really depends on you, right? On your goals and what you can do depending on your time as well. Are you going to be someone who's more specialized, or are you someone who's going to be more generic on the skills that you offer? And there's merit in both sides of it. And also, as you're picking out that lifestyle, what are the routines and the habits that will support you? What are the things that will support based on the goals that you have, based on where you want to go? And of course, I do have a prompt for you. So I'll put it on here of, based on my goal, what would be an ideal lifestyle for me based on my skills and niche? Can you include habits and a daily routine? So again, I do have a whole video on how to create your habits and routine with ChatGPT. In fact, I've created this Notion template where your goals and your journal right here. So right here we have like your going through how to create your first goals if you haven't created yet, resources for you, and then a journal habit tracker for you. So when you click this, it'll open up like your mood. So this can be your daily journal as you go through, and a way to track your habits as well. You have your quarterly goals and monthly goals all broken down, and I do have a walkthrough on how you can use this. So again, if you guys want to grab this, go ahead and check the link in the description and you'll be able to grab this. This is at a launch price, so this will be lower price than most of my products, but this is kind of one way that you can start tracking your own goals working from home. Now, flipping back, so here you can see that ChatGPT is literally writing out the ideal lifestyle for you. So here, since you want to be location independent, you want to have the flexibility, on the financial stability, since this is your expertise, since that was a niche that we chose, you can do this, you can do that, continuous learning, so on and so forth. One of the things you can even ask ChatGPT is, hey, can you create a daily day plan for me on how I can plan out my day, and it will make that for you. So right as I'm saying that, it's actually already writing that based on how we asked it of creating the daily routine. So here, morning routine, wake up consistent time that suits your preferences. Practice mindfulness and meditation, so on and so forth. So ChatGPT will actually create that lifestyle for you of how your day-to-day should look like based on the goal that you have and also the job that you've picked. Next thing you want to make sure as you're starting to work online is to go ahead and start learn, document, and build. So what this means is you want to start learning more about your skill. You want to start researching mentors. You want to start researching people who are already in this space and doing exactly the thing that you are doing and how they're doing it. You also want to start maybe going into webinars and seminars, maybe local in your area, where you can start learning more about this skill. On the document part, start building your portfolio. And again, I have a whole video on how to build your portfolio, because with this, as you are learning, as you're documenting, and as you're building, you are building confidence within yourself that you can do this skill. You're able to then answer interview questions later very confidently. And if you're still stuck on this, I do recommend that you start interning and start maybe at the lower price rate, or if you're young enough, you can start being an intern as well for different companies, but at least it builds your skill and your aptitude for the job, so it doesn't feel as new for you. And of course, I do have a prompt for you for ChatGPT on building your portfolio, but basically my paste is here of, can you create a portfolio outline for my chosen skill as well as an example work I can add for my niche. So right there, it's writing out, here's the introduction page, here's the services offered page, here's the sample work page. Again, I do have a whole tutorial on how to do this with ChatGPT on my channel, but I just wanted to show you guys how quick and easy ChatGPT can make it for you. And also even the sample work that you can include in your portfolio. The next thing you want to make sure that you do as you start working from home is building your brand. Yes, you are someone who's going to be work from home. Yes, you're someone who is wanting to work, part-time or full-time, but you still need to build the brand of who you are and who you work for. That's basically what your brand is. Like, who do you want to be known as? Now, when it comes to building your brand, honestly, for me, it's super quick and easy just because I've done this a lot before, but I want to break it down. One is, again, the skills. Who do you want to be known for? And who do you work for? So who's your niche? So we've kind of solved this very, very early on. So then you want to start connecting like, hey, based on my niche of who I'm targeting, where are they hanging out? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Facebook? Are they on TikTok? Are they on Instagram? So then you want to start creating your brand around them as well. So then they see your content. So they started to see you as that expert. So it could be that you are commenting on their posts, showing your expertise. It could be you going on forums like on Reddit, on LinkedIn, or Facebook groups, where again, you're answering questions. So when it comes to building your brand, you're establishing that you're someone who's not just all talk, but you're someone who also takes action and helps people as best as you can. And of course, if you want ChatGPT to just break it down for you, you can just ask it the question of, how can I build my brand so I can get clients? And of course, it'll break down the actual process that you can follow, and it'll ask you a bunch of questions as well based on the personal finance niche and also the skill you've chosen. It'll break that down of what will actually make sense for you very specifically. And again, ChatGPT can only do this because it already has the background of who we are, what we do, and who we serve. That's why it can create a very good way for you to do this. And of course, the next step is, as you've started developing your portfolio, your niche, your brand, everything else, you can start focusing on actually getting clients, getting paid clients. So on how to break this down, basically you can of course go to the usual social media groups that you can add yourself into of people who are looking for to hire your skills basically. You can go to hiring websites like LinkedIn or Indeed, or there's so many out there that I can't even list them. It's going to be up to you where you find them. You can go ahead and even list your ideal set of companies that you want to work for and check their careers page, because sometimes they're looking for exactly someone like you who's been following their content for a while. You know what it is that they post, and you're the perfect fit because you already know what they usually post about anyway. Or you can also just start with focusing more on creating your brand or your content by creating educational content out there, where then then people can see and recognize you as an expert. As a perfect example, again, it's myself, because I've created so much content on here on YouTube on how to hire a virtual assistant that I've now gotten a lot of clients from my social media posts, from my YouTube, just because I've been posting consistently. So if this is something that you're comfortable of doing, either doing video or doing posts or blog posts, to start attracting your ideal clients, that's also something you can do to start getting them. And of course, the next step is to track and follow up. So the thing that I see a lot of people fail when it comes to finding jobs is they don't actually track who they've applied for, and they don't even follow up. So that's why on the virtual assistant hiring checklist, again, I do have the application tracker already on here, and when you're supposed to follow up next with that potential client of yours, so then you're always top of mind for them. Because I've experienced as well as an entrepreneur, I get overwhelmed sometimes with my inbox. Even as my EA cleans it every single day, there's still emails that I don't respond to for like a week, and having it be bumped up to the top because you followed up is just going to help your application more than anything. And of course, the biggest thing that you can do to find jobs online is to keep upgrading your skills. There's always going to be tools like ChatGPT or other AI tools that have gone up. How can you utilize them? How can you maximize them for your chosen skills and niche? And when it comes to yourself, like, who are the other mentors you can follow? Who else has the particular skill or niche that you're doing, who can kind of pave out or maybe even become your actual mentor as you go through this process? There's always something that you can learn. It's up to you to look for the information. Now, if you guys like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button right there and comment below what skills and niche are you going into. I would love to know. And if you still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so don't miss any of my videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to run a business from home, which you guys can check out those two playlists right here and the latest video right here. Now, hope you guys have an amazing day, and remember that small steps matters, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!